Welcome back to the podcast. I'm so excited that you have joined me today to listen in to this super special podcast episode. Today's episode is the one where we answer your questions. I've been asking for a few weeks for you to submit your questions, which you still can do for the other episodes coming up in this series. So please do pop along to our website to find the link to ask your questions there for the associates. And then today we are going to answer the ones that have been submitted so far. Can I just say, those people that stepped forward, asked for support, asked those questions, actively wanting to be better, to move forward more swiftly, like kudos to you. It's really not easy to hold your hand up and ask for help, but when you do, the help here especially is going to absolutely blow you away. So I just wanted to take that moment to say there's so much power in that, and I want to congratulate you. Today we're going for 4 brilliant questions covering things like SEO, social media, business growth, and course creation. All of these things could be key to your business development. So listen in, even if it's not your question, have a little listen, see if it sparks an idea or if it answers something that's been burning inside that's going to get you step forward from A to Z on your business building dreams. And what makes this even more exciting is it's not just me who's answering these incredible PerformerPreneur questions, it's our associate, the Pivot Support Crew. So I'm going to pop those questions into the podcast. They have replied with their answers, and this is you getting real, well-rounded information and insight from the people who get it, who get you, who are living it and who have lived it. That transition from performer into entrepreneur, PerformerPreneur. Enjoy the episode. You are listening to the Showbiz Side Hustle podcast, powered by PerformerPreneur. In a moment, you'll hear the first question of this series. It's from Rebecca, and we're going to have it answered today by the associate Ellie, who is our marketing expert from Just Thrive Marketing. She is going to answer this question because, quite frankly, I have no idea, and I'm absolutely happy to declare that here on the podcast. This is not my area of expertise, and it highlights to you why I've brought in the associates, so that all of your questions can be answered with expert insight and knowledge, and that you do not have to flounder around trying to find the answer on the internet. We will bring that exact answer, expertise and information to you. So over to Rebecca and question 1.
Hi Nicole, my SEO question for the group is, how do I boost my SEO at the moment when we search for event entertainment or children's entertainment in Norwich or Norfolk? We're not coming up on the Google search on the first or the second page. I know that there's lots of sponsored things that come first, but how do I boost our position on the list, I guess? What things can we do to help our visibility so that when you search for event entertainment in Norfolk or Norwich, people are finding us? That would be amazing to find out how we can do this, because visibility is our biggest thing that we want to work on this year. Lots of people that we speak to didn't know that we were here, but when they do, they book us. So this is our main goal. Anything you can do to help would be amazing. Thank you.
So this is a really good question, and I know that it is something that small businesses struggle with, because when you say the words SEO, a lot of people glaze over and think it's quite a complex thing, and it can be, but once you know how to do it and you know how it works, it's quite straightforward. So here's what I would start doing first. And the good thing is with this is when people are finding you, they're actually booking you. So what you want to try and do is get more people to find you. So the first thing I would do is Google Business Profile. It's such a quick win. So if you haven't fully optimized your Google Business Profile, that's what you need to do. Fill out your services, photos, regular updates. And then Google will use this when people do local searches. But it needs to look alive and active, a bit like your social media platform might. The second thing that you need to look at is your website content. So when someone types in children's entertainment in Norwich or event entertainment in Norfolk into Google, your site needs to actually have those words in it, but in a meaningful way, not just crammed in randomly. So you need content that talks about what you do, where you do it, and who you do it for. Third, reviews. So again, this connects to Google Business Profile, but it's really important to get genuine Google reviews from real clients. So if you haven't already, I would start asking all your clients to leave you a review after every booking. So just send them a quick, even bookings you've had in the last few weeks or last few months, send them an email saying, could you just leave me a review on my Google Business Profile? And fourth, local links. So if there are any local directories or local event sites or community pages, try and get featured in those, because this will tell Google that you're a legitimate local business worth showing people. And finally, and this one is quite important, you need to make sure your header titles and your meta titles and descriptions on your website are all done properly and in plain English. So your header title, your H1 title, is the main heading on each page of your website. So there should only be one header, one per page, and it needs to tell Google exactly what that page is about. So if on your homepage you have welcome to our website or welcome to your company name, you need to get rid of that, and it needs to say something like children's entertainment in Norwich or event entertainment across Norfolk. Your header 2 titles are your subheadings, so they break up the page. So things like birthday party entertainment, corporate events Norfolk. And then your meta title and description that's a little snippet of text that actually shows up in Google search results before someone even clicks on you. So if those aren't filled out properly, Google will just guess what to put in there, and sometimes it might get it wrong. So the goal is that every single page on your website needs a clear header 1 with keywords, relevant header 2s, and a meta title and description that makes someone actually want to click on it. Apologies if this might sound a bit technical, but once you know where to find them in your website builder, they are quite easy to sort, and it might take you 20 minutes per page to sort out. And if you need any more info, then let me know.
Wow, wow, wow. I'm sure you'll agree, Ellie is a fountain of knowledge. Thank you, Rebecca, for your question, and huge thank you to Associate Ellie for answering it so in depth and so eloquently. Now, listen up. If you would like some more information about how to show up in Google, then Ellie has a freebie just for you. Please do pop to the show notes and find it below, and she will help you step by step be more searchable on Google. And that's really kind of key to getting out there, as she has quite brilliantly told Rebecca in her answer to that SEO question. Okay, so next up we have a question from one of my members, Jen. Jen is starting to build her profile, her portfolio, and her offering with a course. And so she has asked a question about course creation. You'll hear in 1 second that I've asked 2 associates to answer because both of them come from a different part and a different stage of the process. First of all, we have associate Emma, who is absolutely the person to ask when it comes to course creation, because she has her very own course, CPD'd. And so we're going to ask Emma to start us off with how and where to record the course. And then we're going to go over to Hannah, who will talk to Jen a little bit more in depth about where to host it and what to do with it to make it into a product that is scalable and sellable on the internet. Have a listen to question 2.
I have a workshop. I know how I want it to look. I know what I want to do. What are my next steps in terms of recording it and then sending it out into the world as an online workshop?
Hey, my advice would be to create your slides on Canva in a projection, and then you can either share side by side on a Zoom and do it as a Zoom call, or you can record yourself and send it out that way with your image in the corner. I hope that helps.
Regarding how you want to present and how you want to attract your new audience members. So
for your workshop, the first thing you want to decide once you've created your beautiful presentation is where you want to place it, where it's going to be housed. There are some great sort of online course platforms that are dedicated for this sort of work out there, or you could maybe host it within Canva itself, or another platform like that. So have a little look at options there. After that, you want to start drawing people into your audience, getting them excited for the course presentation. And it's a great idea to look at and start to utilize email marketing funnels. These are really simple automations that you can set up in your email platform. So that could be MailerLite, MailChimp, Brevo. There's loads out there. And it would be a series of emails that you send out where you kind of interact with this audience and kind of get them all excited for the presentation. You could also include links to send them to that place. You could also then include upsells and other things that they could follow you on or look out for, and it's also a really nice way of building your mailing list for future endeavours as well.
Thank you so much to both Emma from Future Dance Teachers and Hannah from HVA. There was so much information put there, and also some name drops of products and places that you could be utilising on the internet. So Canva, Zoom, these places and these things, email list launching and hosting like MailerLite. You might have heard of these, you might not. So do press pause on the podcast and jot those down. Go explore the internet and come back and ask us any questions. If there's things that we talk about in this episode or any episode in the series that you'd like more information or understanding of. Next up, I am going to answer the third question from Danny. And the reason that I'm going to answer this is because it's a social media and visibility question. And next week, I will in fact be going even deeper on this topic with the visibility episode of season 3. So please do pop back and listen to that. But first of all, let's hear Danny's question on social media.
Hi, it's Danny from DD Practical Leathercraft. I'm just wondering if you can help me. There are so many social media platforms out there, and it's really hard to cover them all. And I'm trying to work out where's the best place to put myself. Where should I put my time and effort into? And how do I know which one or couple of social media sites should I use? Thank you.
Like Danny, you probably all have the same thoughts around social media. There is so many options of where to be visible, where to be present. And I'm actually going to cover this in more depth in next week's episode. So please do tune in. But for a real quick rounded answer, I'm going to throw it right back to Danny and all the listeners. Where do you enjoy putting your time and effort? Because if you absolutely do not enjoy something, you won't do it. So yes, I could tell you that LinkedIn is best if you're doing X, Y, and Z, and social media in general is not really your own. I could tell you all of that, and I will go into depth next week on the episode. But first and foremost, despite where your ideal client hangs out, despite where the algorithm likes you and your products best, first and foremost, you need to enjoy being on that platform so that you utilize it in the best way possible. And then absolutely, yes, Danny, you will need to then work out where else you might want to put some effort, where your ideal client hang out, if it's worth the time. But then there's some ROI, and you need to be looking at the numbers and the figures. And oh my goodness, I'll go into much more detail next week. But for now, I think the question you need to ask yourself is, where do you like to hang out? And can you use the tools within those social media platforms to analyze and to keep an eye on whether it's worth you being there? If, listeners, you're already past that stage and you know where is effective, and all of them are, which I doubt very much in equal measures, but if they're all effective and it is just a case of, right, I need to narrow this down because I don't have the capacity to be in all the places and do all of the things, then we work on where your ideal client hangs out. But honestly, you'll be able to see that in the stats. So please do go look inside those social media platforms and get those stats, write them down week to week, month to month, and it will will give you a very, very clear understanding of where your effort is best spent. But as I say, first and foremost, you are not going to do anything that you don't enjoy or want to do. So please do use that as a real good clue as to where your efforts are best spent on social media. For me, as an example, it's Instagram. I enjoy Instagram. I enjoy how it works. I find it easy. I see results, and not so much, for instance, on things like LinkedIn and TikTok. And I tell you why, because TikTok feels too crazy for my liking, and LinkedIn feels too kind of corporate. So I kind of avoid them, but I don't. They are still there and I do still have a presence, but my time and effort is spent on Instagram. And when I do put in the effort and the consistency, I can see those figures skyrocketing from week to week, month to month. So please do focus on where you enjoy. I hope that answers the question, Danny, and thank you for dropping it in to the website to be answered today. And finally, question number 4. Here we are with Jess's answer to this fabulous anonymous question about business growth. Listen in and hopefully it will inspire you to think about franchising and licensing. Question 4 is sent in anonymously and simply says, how will I know when I'm ready to franchise or license my business?
You will know that you're ready to franchise or license when you have something really successful and you really feel like it can be more. That's all you really need. We can work together on your systems, your structure, all of that. It's just when you can see the potential in what you have and what you have is already successful, that's when you're ready to franchise or license.
If you've been listening to this podcast and thinking, I wish I could ask a question about my situation, then this is your moment. For our up and coming Q&A episodes, I'm inviting you to submit your questions and get real personalized insight from me and my incredible PerformerPreneur Associates. Whether you're stuck on social media, unsure how to grow your business, navigating a pivot, or trying to turn an idea into an income, we want to hear from you. All you need to do is head over to the PerformerPreneur website, hit the associate page and submit your question, and you could be featured in a future episode too. Your question answered. Your next step clearer. Go on, send it in. We can't wait to hear from you. There you go. There we have it. The 4 powerful questions and the real conversations and answered. The reminder for you all that transition is absolutely normal and we are absolutely here to help. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope you found it extremely helpful. I just want to say that changing, growing, evolving is so much easier when you hold your hand up and ask for help. You can do that anonymously, or you can be part of the company, the collective, the crew, whatever suits you, but just don't do business and transitioning and pivoting alone. A huge thank you to our incredible PerformerPreneur Associates who contributed their insights into today's episode. We're all so excited to hear who steps up next and what questions they ask so that we can continue to help you. And remember, if you've got something on your mind, you know you now have a space and a place where you can ask it safely. So do step forward, do ask, and do share this episode with other people that you know might need that support, that accountability too, because you should never pivot alone. We are your PerformerPreneur Pivot Support Crew, and we are so grateful that you found us here on the Showbiz Side Hustle podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Please pop back and listen in to the next few episodes all about different areas of the industry and how to pivot successfully. Big love. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Thank you for joining me here on the Showbiz Side Hustle podcast. So until next time, please do take a little bit of action, that very first step, and make sure that you are doing something for you and your Showbiz Side Hustle this week to move you forward and get you heading quickly and swiftly and strategically towards success.